Welcome to Oregon Cash Flow Pro. My name is James Barber. It's time for our high yield dividend ETF update for this week. You can see our holdings right there, and all the dividends kept coming down, but our dividend income inside of our Roth is up a little bit because we added a few shares. Now we added a bit more right at the end of the week, so those won't show up until we see next week's numbers, but they are showing in the projection right here. So that's why that one is up. I will reveal which one we bought here in just a little bit. This is our small account that we're doing inside of our 0% credit card challenge. You can see blox still doing well from when we made our purchase in there. Coyy making a little bit of a recovery from where it dropped down to, and bitk struggling a bit with the dividend. Dividend went from $1.50 the first time it paid out, which we weren't in it at that time, then to 50 cents, then to 30 cents, then to 15 cents, and now it's back up to 18 cents. So let's hope to see that continue to go back up. Now, Bitcoin has been struggling a little bit. The underlying on this is Bitcoin. That's where they're going to earn their income. So Bitcoin's going down. We're not going to get the dividends that we want to see. I do hope to see that turn around, though. We do not plan to add to that in any near time frame. These two we might. Blox I definitely want to add to. We've got a lot of other exciting positions going on inside that challenge. I'm going to update on that probably later this week. Our other after-tax brokerage accounts, you can see lfgy, qdte, blox, just the champions of this portfolio over here. gdxy still doing good, recovering a bit after gold took a dip over the last couple of weeks. And bito also hanging on in the positive. We never added to our MSTY position in any of these after-tax accounts. So this is like we bought way back when it was really bad. We're so far down on this one, but it's just a tiny position. We will probably be adding to this position in the near future. xbty struggling. This one, they just sell puts against bitx, and when Bitcoin's going down, this one's going to be taking some hits. Bitcoin's not going to continue to just keep going down, hopefully. So this one should turn around and maybe we get back to positive. Either way, you can see our months until money printing based on the last dividend down here. Coyy, looking at 9 more months. And we've got lfgy, 13 months to go. And this is our biggest position at 15,000 that we put into it. qdte, we got 33 months. MSTY, I won't hold my breath on that one. This one will probably go down when we add to it because we're going to bring that cost basis down. And the payout isn't bad in relation to where the current price is. It's not good in relation to where I first purchased these ones. And we haven't been dollar cost averaging and dripping back into it. If we had been dripping back into it, these numbers would definitely be different. Our average price paid would be a lot lower. But what I like to do is make strategic buys or just make one flat purchase and that's it. We treat it just like we're buying a rental property. Same situation. We made one purchase. We made multiple purchases in different accounts, but we haven't been adding to it for a while. And we're just really close to breaking even or being positive. Meanwhile, all of these things are kicking off dividends. You can see we've gotten 8,800 in dividends since we started putting into these things. Some of them are positive overall on total return, and some of them aren't. But what we do have is the same amount of shares, and they're continuing to kick off dividends. This is great. This is kind of what we expect to happen. They're not all going to be up or down at the same time. It's kind of like what happens to your stock. But we have cash on the sidelines that's building up to potentially buy a dip or to buy a different asset. It's like if I have a handful of rental properties and I'm taking the income from each of those rental properties and I use it to buy another rental property. That's basically what we're doing here. So hopefully that makes sense. Let me know what you guys are doing in the comment section below. Are you just buying back in, dollar cost averaging down, hoping that in the long run that total return is going to be good? Or do you have some other kind of strategy? Maybe you're doing something like what I'm doing. All right, our Roth accounts. This is where we added a couple hundred shares to MSTY. Mastar took a big hit. Boy, this looks really bad. Let's refresh this. There we go. It wasn't pulling in the current price, so it looked like we didn't have a value of anything. MSTY, it looked like the underlying Mastar took a really big dip this week, and it kind of feels like we're near a bottom, and I felt like averaging down. So we're inside of our Roth accounts. We added some shares. Now our average price at 14. We're still negative by a lot. I mean, obviously just adding shares isn't going to make that a positive, but we did increase our overall potential payout from MSTY. Now, our biggest holding, lfgy, really doing good. Also solid, and blox. Those are just the champions of our portfolio. And over here, our ULTY is positive. Sweet. All right, we're pretty happy about that. Now, our second biggest position is coyy. We added a whole bunch. Unfortunately, before the big dip, Coinbase has just been getting hammered, but they had really good earnings. We could start to see this turn around. Now, coyy makes its income selling puts against CONL, which is a 2x leverage on coin. The only thing they do is sell puts. So when coin is going down, we're going to take some big hits. When it goes up, we're going to make some really good returns, because an option on that 2x leverage of a very volatile stock like coin pays out really good. They have the ability to make some really good income. We just don't like to see it go backwards quite so much. And I'm going to be looking to top this off, bring it up to an even 1,000. That's going to happen pretty soon here. All in all, 13,000 in dividends to date that we've either continued to deploy or we've stocked up on cash. I am sitting on a bunch of cash inside of these accounts that we're waiting to either buy the dip, or I'm actively trading it and putting my own strategies in place to try and grow along with these. So we kind of have a comprehensive strategy going on in multiple areas. Let's see what this looks like here in picture form. Our nice charts, you can see our total return compared to our cost basis, just solid on some of these, and the other ones, they'll get there eventually. Here's what it looks like. Our increasing dividend payout each week, a little bit of ups and downs throughout it, but as long as we keep putting back in, it continues to kick out a higher dividend. If we continue to put in some capacity. Now we've mostly paused, but we're waiting for opportunities. We're waiting for good opportunities to buy. Let's take a quick look. This will be the first time I've done this. Let's look at the total for all of September. What we brought in for all of September, $3,594.32. For all of October, we're at $4,300. So we went up $800, and we didn't really make much for purchases that have paid out. So here's all of our new purchases that we actually received dividends on. I'd probably count this one too, in October. So those are what we increased, and we went up by $800. That's kind of cool. Oops, just those ones. So we added a couple hundred shares of MSTY. That will make an impact. We are going to add some more in November. So be sure to hit that like button. Subscribe if you want to follow along and see more of what we're doing inside here. This is just one of the strategies that we employ in our overall financial portfolio. That includes high cash value life insurance, both whole life and IULs. We do own some commercial real estate. We've got some short-term rentals there with that. We have a restaurant in one of the buildings. These are up in Washington State. We also have an annuity to start preparing for income when we get to retirement. And I like to trade options in the market. So we have a pretty diverse portfolio here. A lot of different strategies that we employ. If any of you are interested in talking to me one-on-one about any of this stuff, you can schedule a meeting with me right over there. I do offer free consultations for everybody. I enjoy talking about this stuff a lot one-on-one because we can really dig into the details, and I might be able to give you some ideas that you might not have thought of. Problem solving is where I'm really good at, and maximizing cash flow is my specialty. That's why we're called the Oregon Cash Flow Pro. So if there's something you think I can help you with, let's get together. We'll be back again later this week with some other videos coming up on life insurance, in particular, high cash value life insurance. If you're not into that, don't worry. We put out a variety of content around all things financial. Good luck to you out there. Take care, and we'll see you next time. The next 20 seconds determine your future. Subscribe, meet with me, or continue educating yourself with these videos right over here. I appreciate you. Now go maximize your cash flow.